all right. That's probably enough about the meta, right? Like, we don't have to talk about the meta all night. I think it gets boring after a while. FFG ban force through. There we go. There's my last shout out of the night. I did find some decks.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, they could go the route of like restricting it, right, to like 2 copies or 1 copy. But I'm not sure if that would work well, because then you just feel really, really bad if your opponent drew their 1 copy of Force Throw and it kind of ruined your life, right? So
yeah, and you got none.
right. Like, I'm not sure which is worse, like outright like banning it so it's never there, or just like restricting it to like 1 copy and then your opponent just pulls it off like in the first hand or something.
Yeah, I think getting rid of it is the better option there, personally. Like, I do understand, like, you could also instead of restricting it to like more than 1 copy, you could just say like the card you toss can't be more than X cost. Or you could just say you can only toss your opponent's cards. If you do that, like, it immediately,
totally,
I mean, it's
not yourself.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue with it.
Because you know that changes like a lot of that changes so much on it if you do that, because of the fact that, yeah, you're stripping their card, but they can at least control a little bit what they're throwing away.
Right.
And then, you know, like, yeah, it sucks that you have to build your deck around that, but okay, at least at this point you can't, like, Kylo throws himself all the time. You know, like, he just doesn't care. And the first Kylo, that was great for. The second Kylo, yeah, not so much. So anyway, let's talk about some new decks, though. Some other decks that I thought were kind of cool. These are what I would call kind of like decks to watch. We've done this, and I guess I will preface this by saying I am including this segment again. And if you don't like this, or you feel like this is too much, just tell me. Like, because I actually got quite a few comments asking for us to do more of some of these oddball type decks.
Sure.
And so I've included it like in almost every episode now, because like there's always something that kind of crops up. Spoiler alert, there's a Kit Fisto we're gonna cover, because that's a thing. But so this episode, this part of the segment, like, I wanted to kind of dedicate not just solely to like just any type of deck, like, because we didn't have a ton of huge tournaments this weekend, but we had enough tournaments that I started picking out things that kind of were in the top portion of those tournaments that are coming back. Not every deck is new, by the way. This first one, Sabine Tarkin Town, I'm gonna let Alex take this. Feels like an Alex brew a little bit right here. Except for there's a couple of one-off cards that I'm a little confused on. But Alex, take it away. Tell us a little bit about this.
So Sabine Tarkin Town, which cropped up at like the very end of set 3. I actually played something incredibly similar to this. Obviously didn't have set 4 and set 5 cards, so it was like it didn't have like black ones and the Crackshot V-Wings, all that kind of stuff. But it was something incredibly similar. That one did run like 3 copies of the Darksaber, though. This one's not. Spoilers, I guess. So it's cool to see it crop back up. So Sabine Tarkin Town, triple of the Crackshot V-Wings, 1 Pilot R2-D2, 1 Reckless Gunslinger, triple Soldier of the 501st, triple Daring Raid, 1 Heroic Sack, 1 Off-Aspect Rebel Assault, which I've seen variations of in a Sabine Tarkin Town, so it's not super surprising. Well, 1 off is kind of surprising to me, though. 1 Trench Run, double Heroic Resolve, double Anakin's Interceptor, triple of the 2-cost black one, triple Green Squadron A-Wing, triple Red Squadron Y-Wing, double Sabine, double Armed to the Teeth, double Twice the Pride, which is hilarious, double Cassian, double Fleet Lieutenant, double Red 5, double Red 3, triple Wing Leader, and triple Aggression. In the side, you have 2 Cantina Braggarts, which used to be like a main deck for this, a second Heroic Sack, 2 of the 1-cost, not Pilot R2-D2s, a second Rebel Assault, a second Reckless Gunslinger, and triple the Spec 4 Soldier. And that is, we have a ton of 1-drops and 2-drop stuff, and we're just going to go super aggro and see how this works. It's a fun deck. But it's, I mean, if your opponent knows how to deal with it, it does kind of fall apart. But this does have a lot more space than the old deck that I used to play, because there's a lot more better space units now. So that probably balances out a lot better.
Yeah, and there's enough one cost stuff that like it allows you to be able to play it. I'm actually very, very, very surprised we don't have more, at least a second Reckless Gunslinger in the main board. Like that is very key in my opinion for this deck, because you could just leave it in there till the very end and like it helps you close a game out. It's just like, I'm done. Here you go. Merry Christmas. Is there a reason for twice the pride in there? Like, I mean, that almost kills like half your units, and you're running so many space units. Like, that almost kind of feels like a dead card outside of maybe being put on Sabine.
Well, you can put it on space units actually, which
Can
is
you?
pretty cool. Yes, yeah, it just deals 2 damage to the target. So that's one of the reasons why you do that, is because you're just like, hey, my A-wing now swings for like 7.
That's
or
dirty.
you put it on black one. Because it's an upgrade, right? So it gets the extra attack. So that also swings for 7. And at the very, very worst, you could put it on your opponent's card, do 2 damage to it, and have it as slightly as removal. I've done that before as well.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before. That's a dirty play too.
What I know breaks your heart is that this one doesn't actually have any Mr. Bones in it.
I know, it's like, oh, where's my Mr. Bones? At least in the Kylo decks, they run Mr. Bones. I see, like, if I'm going to run a one-off, I would be running a one-off instead of that R2-D2 pilot. There you go. Like, let me have my Mr. Bones in the deck. I don't know.
I mean, I would probably actually run a couple R2-D2 pilots, given the amount of ships you have in here, and probably actually a couple of 2-cost double red Bo-Katans, because those are also very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, because those are the 3/3s, right? You know, they're a 3/3, so like it's a 2-cost 3/3 that you get turn 1. Seems pretty good.
What was nice back in like set 3, when you had the triple Darksabers, you had like triple Sabine, triple Bo-Katan, triple Ketsu, and your Sabine leader, and all of them being Mandalorian, so you could put the Darksaber on either of them and just go to town. It was pretty cool. This is less that and far more Rebel focus, which is why you have the wing leader.
Yeah.
But it's a cool deck. I'm not a big fan of Trench Run.
Nope. At least
I don't like the
deck.
possibility of dying. And none of your ships, like your highest health ship, has 4 health and it's a red 5, which, sure, it's thematic, but like, sometimes the gap between cards is really big.
Especially when you play control decks, right?
Especially when you go against Piet decks, like droid decks, when they run 2-cost droids and 6-cost spaceships. Blow up immediately.
Yeah, and I think that, I would agree with you. I think you just ditch that Trench Run. I think I would put in a second Reckless Gunslinger in there. I do agree with you. Maybe the Bo-Katans would be a nice addition. Because if you pull
this
that,
is a very heavy space, which makes sense for this kind of meta. If space is less of a thing, then you take out the Red Squadron Y-Wings and you replace them with Bo-Katan.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll build this deck. This is a fun deck. I haven't played Red Sabine, since probably set 2 or 3. Like I think like set 2 or 3, I played it a little bit for a little while. Because I have the hyperfoil aggression, so like that I won at a tournament. So like I have 3 of them, and like they very rarely ever see play compared. Like I wish somebody had given me triple hyperspace foil vigilances, because you know how fucking often I play that card all the time. So like that card is in like all my decks.
Sure. I mean, aggression's like also really good in this meta, right? Because that 4 damage could actually do things, right? If you drop like a Poe early in Han 2 or something, you have aggression to kill it for 4 damage. You could do it to any unit. It's not just like a non-leader. The removing 2 upgrades is pretty big as well. And then just freestanding something with 3 less attack is pretty huge in this deck as well. So like aggression's like very, very, very strong in this deck.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Just you and I had this the other night. And I won't lie and say I have been playing Trench a little bit more. Where I had 2 Frozen and Carbonites on their units, and it was not a Sabine, but it was another double red deck, and they played aggression and got both of their units back. And then then I couldn't do anything about it. It's just like, oh, there goes, like, that's a waste of 2 turns for me. And they won. Like, it was pretty, like, the next turn they were able to swing in with all of them, because I couldn't kill them. You couldn't kill them all, and I wasn't anywhere near 8 resources. So
you gotta draw those out maneuvers, man.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Poe took second place in the Florida PQ. This one lost to the Kylo Tarkin Town. I thought it was interesting enough because normally we see Poe as an ECL deck, and this is a Data Vault Poe. Which, again, I'm a little bit more of a fan of this Data Vault life than I am of the ECL life. Like, it's just, Data Vault is more of a Tanner thing, I think, than, like, ECL is. And so, like, I just really like that. And so I was interested in this deck because there's a couple of, like, it has a lot of the same similar cards as an ECL deck, but this one allows you to have more things. So I'll go over the deck. It's 3 Heroic Sacks, 3 They Hate That Ship, which we'll talk about that in a minute. 3 Timelies, 3 Black Ones, 3 of the Red Squadron A-Wing, 3 Luke Pilots, 3 of the Phoenix Squadron A-Wings, 3 Sabines, 3 Ejects, which I don't think we've seen played in a Poe deck since the set dropped. I've not seen that card.
I mean, usually people took them out once they realized this is not that great.
Yeah.
But it does work for Poe.
It does work for Poe.
Bring them out early.
3 Blue Leaders, 3 of the Cassians, 3 of the Falcons that you got to push to get them to start, 3 Red 5s, 3 Four Causes, 3 K2SOs, 3 Adelphi. Those are Patrol Wings.
I love those Adelphis. Those are such an underrated ship. They're so good.
3 Chewies, Chewie Pilots, 3 Poes, 3 Wreckers, and 3 Radishes. Which I'm also a fan of, seeing the 3 Radishes. I think that's pretty dope there.
Poe is a resistance card you control. It always has Sentinel.
Yep. So that's pretty nice. It takes you forever to get there because you have no ramp in this deck. So at least not in the main board.
Ship to drop it on 5 resources.
That's true. You also, in the sideboard, they have the 3 Fang Fighters, 3 of the Sundari Peacekeepers, 3 Chams, and 1 Lowly Choose Sides, which I don't know why they even have that in there. But
it's a good card.
Cool.
I would probably reduce 1 Cham to put the second Choose Sides, because Choose Sides is such a backbreaking thing occasionally, because your opponents never see it coming.
Yeah, I think I would dump Ejects as well. Personally, I don't see the point in ejecting. I feel it's a waste of 2 cards, like, because your leader doesn't even get to ready. And I guess I understand, like, if you dump it on the ground, the next turn it can ready and attack, and then if it dies, you can bring it back out again because you legally didn't technically bring it out. I get that, but it's just, I don't know. It's not my. It just feels like for 2 resources you could do a lot other things with it. It
is funny when you eject their Vader pilot out of their ship, though. Like, ejecting other pilots is pretty cool.
That would be awful.
I mean, like, it's not just solely for Poe, but it's more limited, I would say, if you're not going against a pilot deck.
Yeah, which almost feels like, why not just put that as a sideboard card? Like, if it were me, I would like. I like the Sundari Peacekeepers a lot, though. Like, I would probably want those main deck, though. You do have 33 health, so you don't need it as much. But there's just such a threat on the ground if they don't kill it. Like, you just run away.
Yeah,
it just heals. Yeah, it heals so much.
They got 5 health. They swing for 3 and they restore 2. Yeah, they only hit back for 1, but, like, you're not killing it in 1 shot generally.
Yeah, especially early game. And if they are, they've officially, you save 5 damage, So that's usually pretty good, I would say. But I would probably move the ejects to the sideboard. I would probably cut them in the long run. I would have to talk to him and find out why he really wants those ejects. I do like they hate that ship in this deck. Like, I do think that's kind of like, I try to get that to work a lot before. Even running that in like off aspect in Boba Yellow, just to try to get like my triple dark raid off again after they banned it.
The ship just you just
it saves
play
you
it for cost.
Well, it saves you 1 resource.
No, because it costs 3 less. So you're paying 3 to make this thing cost 3 less.
I don't know. Then I guess I don't remember why. I cut fighters. It. Yeah,
it's funny with War Juggernaut, because you play They Hate That Ship. It's a vehicle that comes in, and then you can just ping the TIE fighters he created with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I do like that. I think it's kind of a neat thing. I do like the three Poe pilots in here. I'm a little surprised we don't have like a Biggs. Like I think Biggs would be a decent pilot in this deck, though. I guess if you don't want to go super heavy pilots, you know.
You know what's really, really fun? Playing They Hate That Ship at 3 resources, dropping a Delphi, and then using its ability on itself. And just swing for 6
Yeah, that is
at 3 resources.
that's true.
And
That's
then
probably
they
a
have to
pretty
deal
good
with
one.
a 4/6 space unit.
Yeah. You know, that's true. You can also play, you know, the blue leader, right? Churn 1 if you want to, and
You could
take
ambush
it.
into something you just gave them.
Yeah. So yeah, so I do, I don't know. I do like this deck quite a bit. I would also kind of look at the K2SOs to say, hey, is the K2SO something that, you know, really needs to be in there? As a 3 of, it might be better as a 2 of, if you are going to keep it, but there's other things that you could put in there for that K2SO as well.
You can probably also swap a couple like rebel cards for resistance cards of roughly equal things and run like Snap Wexley, who draws
Yeah.
you.
While you do
card.
it,
That's
yeah.
always an option. I mean, he got second place at a PQ in Florida, so obviously he knew what he was doing. But
Yeah. Ooh, or those heavy tactical bomber are pretty
I
good
love
in this
those
deck.
Well, I mean, they're really good when you can like really push their attack value up. But
Mhm.
I have put Poe like at a a mono red Poe deck that was running for a bit, and putting Poe into like one of those tactical heavy bombers is very good. Especially when you play like stay on targets or trench run. It's unlikely that they'll kill 8 health, right? And you can trench run, and then with Poe's on there, you just like do 8 indirect damage.
Yeah.
On attack.
Yeah, which is nice. And the trench run, or
They
not
can't trench run it because it's a transport and
Yeah.
not a fighter.
So not that
So
shit.
never mind. Not that one, but
not
you
that
know,
shit. Man.
stay on target. Give it +2.
There you go.
Swing extra more. Sorry, wrong card.
I do. I don't know. I like the tactical heavy bombers. I would actually consider those in this deck quite a bit.
So many 5 drops though.
I know they do. I know. Yeah, and I don't think you could cut Adelphi's. I don't know. The Chewies are not really a 5-drop, right? So like, you would
Sure.
consider it a Chewie a 3-drop. You know, I would probably go. I would put at least 2 of them in there. I would cut a Chewie and a K2SO. There you go. That's probably like the easiest cut for it. To put 2 of those in there. Especially
just cut the heroic sacks.
Well, you could do that too, but those
Or
are there for the
cause.
I don't know. The For a Cause helps you close out games, right? And nobody wants to see that card. I don't know. I wouldn't get rid of For a Cause. I don't think that's the answer.
I mean, like the easy cut is eject, but
Well, yeah.
we already mentioned that a bunch, right? So tactical heavy bomber's fun. Snap Wexley's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun deck.
All right. Well, let's go on. The next one I had was a Kit Fisto. Yeah, it's like blue-green. It's red-green heaven today, I guess. So this came in 3rd at the Bisbane PQ. And I said this one looked a little bit different than some of the ones we'd seen before. So I think we had one that we covered before that didn't have the Sin in it and didn't have some of the like the Ewings and the Luminous Beams. Cards. So, Alex, why don't you cover this one? I thought this was a pretty interesting type deck and thought it would be fun to cover.
Yeah, so there is a YouTube channel out there called Swoonef who's been working on this Kit Fisto deck. This is like his 2nd version, almost exactly. I'm not sure if there's other changes, but that's very close, if any changes at all. And it's a fun deck. I played like a little bit of my own variant of this, and it's super fun. I like Kit Fisto. So it's a Kit Fisto with a green Force base. It's got triple Force Throw, double Sorceress Blast, triple Adigalia, triple Anakin's Interceptor, which is a Jedi because it's a Ida, which is funny. Triple Gunji, triple Jedi Counselor, double Yoda's Lightsaber, double Huyang, triple Maz Kanata, triple Obi-Wan, the Sentinel, triple Red 5, triple General's Blade, triple Plo Koon, a single Kit Fisto's Aether's Right, double Mace Windu, double Luminous Beings. That's the one where you can put up the 3 Force units from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck and give that many +4/+4. I have closed out and won games with that with that card. Something about Thrawn Yellow not being able to kill more than one unit because they all have +4/+4. Oh, and a Snoke too, so all of them just got +2/+2. Triple Caloran back, double U-Wing reinforcement, double Syndralig, and double the Green Yoda. In the side, you have double Grenade Strike, a double of the Jedi Starfighter. That's the 1/4 on attack, do 1 damage to a space unit. A third Yoda's lightsaber, double bombing run, a single Chewbacca pilot, and then the second and third copy of Kit Fisto's Aether Sprite. And this deck is very fun. It's very much just like I just do a lot of out-of-hand damage, and will just eventually overwhelm in efficiency. It's cool. Yeah. I mean, like the Jedi counselors, drop you want the Kelleran backs, you want the Kit Fisto's Aether Sprites, maybe even the Maz early. And this one doesn't have they cut the lightsabers, which is totally fair. But it was really funny to just like drop a Syndralig with a lightsaber and just have a ready like big 8-swing unit, so it's actually kind of worth playing them. I believe my version has like I cut the U-Wings, which hurts, but like I go a lot more endgame things, so I have like a triple Yoda, like a third Yoda, and a third something else. I think it might have been a third Mace Windu, but it works. A lot of out-of-hand damage, reminds me of Palpatine. Very fun, very cool deck. Just sometimes you get like clogged with the Hu Yangs and the Maz, and you're just like, I don't have the Force anymore. I don't know what's going on.
I can't do anything.
But it's a really cool deck. It's very fun.
Yeah, and I think that's like, again, like when we talk about some of these decks, like this is something that, we haven't seen a lot of. I expect to see a little bit more of this, like for it. And I don't think I think I'll be honest, I think if you lost Force Throw, I don't think this deck goes away. Like I think this deck actually might become a little bit more strong into some of those, because you no longer have to worry about somebody trying to Force Throw you. You don't have to hold a Force Throw. You can do a lot of other cool things, because there's a couple of units like that you could put in here that are not in here, right? Like there's some lower cost the Jedi type stuff that aren't in here. And like the daughter is a great addition to this deck. I'm very surprised the daughter is not in here. Like,
she's disgusting when Yoda's out.
Yeah. And like she is a better Sentinel than Chirrut. How about that? Because when if you don't know, unless you don't know what you're doing against it, but like, yeah, you like against an aggro deck, like you better kill it. You better figure out a way to kill it, because otherwise, what damage are you? Oh, you're not doing any damage. Okay, sorry.
It depends on how much you have the Force, but yeah,
True.
Like it is a little clunky sometimes, because like Red 5, Maz, Hu Yang, and the Jedi Interceptors don't actually like. Anakin's Interceptors in this case, they don't give you the Force, so it gets a little bit awkward. But you have a lot of Jedi. Kit Fisto does 2 damage. One of the reasons why this was like starting to catch popularity, because it was like very good into Han, because you're just doing 2 damage for 1 resource, as long as you attacked with someone. So like it was pretty efficient into it. I do really like this deck though. It's very fun. It's super cool. Yeah. Is it the best deck? Probably not, but it can do a lot more work than you'd expect it to do.
All right, so we're going to move on to Lando Tarkin Town. This was 13th place at the Portland PQ. We have not seen a Lando since set 3, I think. Maybe not even since the end of set 2. So this is definitely... I wanted to cover this, and this goes back to one of my testing buddies, Eric. He built this stupid ass Lando deck back in set 2, and oh my god, did I absolutely hate playing against it. And the first PQ I went to, I took Kira, right? And I was like, well, as long as I don't run into this stupid deck, I'll be fine, because that stupid deck, like, I lose every time with Kira to this deck. Like, no questions asked. There was no way to beat this deck with Kira. Like, we ran hundreds of games just to try to break it. And it was funny because at that PQ there was 2 other people running, at least 2 people running that deck, and I sat next to one of them. I was like, oh, I'm glad I don't have to play you tonight. And that guy was like, oh, I would have rather played you. I was like, I bet you would have. So all right, let's go over the deck. I do like Lando. I think Lando's mechanic is super neat. Very sad it's rotating out, but I do like his mechanic. So we have 3 cartel turncoats, 3 of the cross-checking V-Wings, 3 mining guild tides, 3 reckless gunslingers, 3 of the Republic Y-Wings, 3 wolf pack escorts, 3 daring raids, 2 jam communication, 2 swoop downs, 3 hotshot blasters, 3 Leias. There you go, Alex. Your Leia's back.
Leia's so good.
Leia's so good.
More 1-drops, basically, is what that means.
2 of the Arms to the Teeth, 3 Cassians, 3 Millennium Falcons that you have to push, 3 of the ready Millennium Falcons,
That's a piece
3
of junk.
Yeah, 3 Sanctioner Shuttles, 3 Han Solos, and 2 of Lando's Millennium Falcon is what I call it, because that's basically Lando's Falcon.
I mean, it is.
So then in the sideboard, it's a little wild. 2 Confiscates, a 3rd Jam Communication, 2 Spec Soldiers, 1 Outmaneuver, 2 Techs, and 2 Waylays. Obviously, this deck, I think, does very well if you can get your Jam Communications off, right? And it has his Lando's ability to smuggle things is pretty sweet. Like, I will say, like, the mechanic behind him, I wish he had been built a tiny bit differently, but the mechanic behind him, this is a very fun deck to play. Like, I am a control player, and I like playing this deck. There are so much weird lines you can take with the smuggling portion of it that it's pretty cool. Again, I think it's a little weird seeing some of these 3 costs, like you're now running 6 Falcons, like, which is fine, right? You got to have some in game, but it's just that get out and push Falcon. I don't know how much that does with this deck. Like, I feel like you could probably replace that with like a red 5, and you wouldn't feel
your only pilot is Han pilot, right? So
Yeah.
like, you're not getting the other benefit from it.
Yes, exactly.
You could probably run Bosheks because you have 5 even cost cards.
Yep,
Or, well, I guess you got 7 with Lando's Falcon, so you might as well just like draw more, right?
Yeah.
And then have another pilot in there.
Yep, yeah, you're right. You could put I like the Boshek idea. I think that's actually a really good call. I think putting Boshek in there, period, just is a good call. The reason a lot of people don't like, we didn't want to do those type of things is, right, because it makes your play slower. Like, this deck hits quick and fast, pretty much. Like,
Sure.
you're able to have initiative a lot of the time with this deck. But I think the big thing would be is, I think those Bosheks, I don't know. It's just that stupid Han 4 pilot I've been playing too much of, that I like the Bosheks so much in that.
Yeah, I mean, Boshek is almost a guaranteed draw 2 in this deck, right?
Yeah.
I'm a little bit surprised they don't have like Surprise Strike, Punch-Its, Breaking Ins maybe, or even in the sideboard Breaking In.
Yeah, the one-off like outmaneuver, like, I don't know what that's for. Like, you got one, you're never gonna see it. Like, I guess
Right,
you can
like,
smuggle it out with tech.
Run a couple in there, because then you can, like, actually exhaust the space stuff. But yeah,
Oh. I like this deck though. Like, the core value of this deck. Like, I think that this is something, and I'll be honest, this popped up online a couple of times against me. I've had to play against this deck more than one time, so I think this deck could see a rise in popularity. And this is a deck that, if you don't know how to play against this deck, you will lose pretty quickly too. If you know how to play against it, it's not as challenging. It's kind of similar to like that Sabine Tarkin Town deck. It has one thing it wants to play, but I'll tell you, if this
goes fast.
If this deck rises up, scanning officers will be back. So get them for me. I've got 7 hyperspace foil scanning officers. If you would like to buy some at $10 a piece, I'll happily sell them to you.
How did you even manage to acquire 7?
Drunk Chris ordered 3 of them back in.
Twice.
Yes, one was in set 2, and one was in the end of set 3, because I couldn't find them, and then I realized they were just in another deck somewhere. because Scanning Officer is just like one of my favorite cards. Like you should know this if you've listened to the podcast since its origins. Scanning Officer Tanner was a super high-end Scanning Officer, and it won me more things than you can imagine because of that stupid ass card. Which actually, like, I don't know. Does Scanning Officer touch plot cards?
No, it's just smuggle, right?
So maybe I'll get a second Scanning Officer for plot cards. Anyway. All right, I like this deck. I agree with you. There should be there should be a little bit more reach with it. But I think overall, like, it's a pretty decent deck. Let's move on. I had to put this one in here because this came in 8th, and like I was like, all right, like I haven't seen a version of this for set 5 yet, and I was like, so let's cover this. I have a local that loves this deck, by the way. Like, this is like his absolute favorite deck. So since he started listening to the show, I decided to throw this in here, not only just because it made 8th, but because it's a Rex Droid Factory deck. Alex, what's this deck, and what is it? It's got porgs in it, baby.
Yeah. It's an updated Unity of Purpose Rex deck, which they're super sacky, but they're fun. So Rex Droid Manufactory, the lowest health base in the game at 24. You have triple porgs because they're 0-cost 1/1s, and they're differently named, and also they're porgs, so they're cute. Triple clone deserter, triple of the 1-cost Mazkanata, triple of the 1-cost white R2D2, not the pilot. Triple village tender. I know you love your Ewoks.
I do.
And it fits right in the deck because they got it hidden and everything. Triple C3PO, the combo with R2D2. 1 2-cost Echo. Don't know why. Double the Freetown backup, an actually underrated card. Triple Gunji, double Admiral Akbar. Triple of the 3-cost Admiral Yularen. Triple Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, it's just the 1-turn Sentinel, but you do have 2 Force units, being Gunji, and triple Oppo Rancesis. You actually have a fair amount of Restore.
Yep.
So, like, you'll get the 2 Restore off of him, and you can get the raid off the double Centauri Peacekeepers that are in this deck.
It's got a 5 butt 2, right? It's a 3 at minimum. It's got 5 health. So
yeah. And there's a reason why he's double green, right? So,
yes.
Triple Resupply, double Bright Hope, triple Command, triple Unity of Purpose, and double U-Wing Reinforcement. In the side, you got triple Confiscate, triple the 2-cost Colonel Yularans, a single copy of Blue Leader.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they only have 1 Prestige Foil. Maybe they have a serialized. I don't know. A 3rd Bright Hope, and then 2 Eager Escort Fighters. So it's a Unity of Purpose Rex deck. Get the 6 resources, play Unity of Purpose, win in 1 turn.
Yep. I do not like the one-off Echo. I don't. I think that's
a little bit kind of strange to me.
I don't understand the Akbars outside of the restore piece. I guess
I mean, you play a lot of units, right? So Akbar, you drop them, you do like 4 to 5 damage.
I guess. I guess you're right. I guess it's like
that's basically what they're there for.
Okay.
Clear the way.
It just feels weird to me. I also don't know if you really need the resupplies either. Like I get why you do have them because it forces you, it makes you be able to go up to the Unity of Purpose a lot faster. But
yeah, you get to play Rex faster, which is pretty huge.
So I mean, I could see it. I would try a version without it if it were me.
I don't like the resupplies because kind of Command does roughly the same thing, and I'd rather play more units out than play the resupply. But I understand why it's in the deck. That was still a pretty popular choice.
Yeah, because to me, I would Blue Leaders would be a must in this. Why there's only 1 in the sideboard is beyond me, and why it's not main decked is completely beyond me.
They had 1 serialized Blue Leader, and they want to show it off by putting it in the side.
I would dump the resupplies and throw Blue Leaders, and that's what I would put in there. They never bring it in just because it's serialized. It just sits there. It's like, look, this is my sideboard card.
This is a sideboard card. I'm sorry I have it upside down.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the deck. This, to be perfectly honest with you, this deck annoys the piss out of me because if you don't have a way of controlling it, it can just fail. I will tell you
it gets out of hand sometimes.
That there is that, I can't remember the name of the card, but there's an upgrade card that Mike played that I think is really, really good because it like gives +1 based on different uniques that you have or different troopers that you have. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look it up.
Of like squad support.
It might be. Whatever I know is like if he had like 2 or 3 units, if you couldn't control all the units and then he played that, like it was like a pain in the ass because you have to kill that thing, but then he could have a sentinel. This also doesn't have echo-based defenders in it, right? Like
right, it's got Obi-Wan's now.
I don't know if I like that. I would almost rather have my echo-based defenders because typically they at least trade with things, you know.
Sure. Squad support is probably the card you're thinking of. It gives you +1/+1 for each trooper unit you control.
There you go. Yeah, that's
for 3.
It. Yeah, I hate that stupid card. But Mike played it very.
There was a lot more
effectively.
Troopers back in the older version of it.
Yes, and that's why he played it. And like when it got between that and that unity of purpose, it's like fuck. I have no idea what you do like if they swarm the board for it. But anyway, this, like I said, I still think these decks are fun to play. This is a very fun deck to play. For it, I'm a little sad there's no like other card draw in here either because it feels a little weird to have those porgs in there because
zero cost.
It's a 0 cost. I would almost just rather play the Curious Flock in here as a replacement because it's a 1 cost 1/1, but you could also upgrade it with a bunch of different stats.
I mean, like
I guess
a first turn of like Maz Porg Village Tender is kind of annoying because Maz is now a 3/3.
True.
Or if you have more Porgs, Maz could be like a 4/4 on turn 1.
let me. I'm spending my whole hand, so I have nothing in my hand, but I'm gonna have a bunch of Porgs on the ground.
Hey, at a sealed event, I played against a guy, and his first turn was 2 Porgs and a Curious Flock. He played 3 units on turn 1.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was just
I
like
don't
cool.
think he won, but
a 1/1, a 1/1, a 2/2. Yeah, he ripped apart his hand and didn't do much after that, but it was like, oh, that's a little frustrating.
Yeah, because what are you going to do against it? So I like the deck. I do like the droid. I think that like that deck is neat in itself. And like I do think like if you want to bring this to a PQ, like I do think it's like an okay choice if we stay in an aggro meta because this deck can outperform other aggro decks if they aren't controlling you. And if you play this against control and you could put out more than 1 unit a turn, control decks have a little bit harder of a time stopping some of this because usually this deck doesn't need 8 resources ever. Like, if you get to 8 resources, they cry a little bit. So